This is the lower section of a William and Mary Highboy I'm developing now. There are many details to work out on a complex piece like this one. For example, there is a thin beading that is applied to the scroll work on the front and side, the bottom edge of these parts. It's one thing to do this in SketchUp, quite another to implement in the shop. I suppose there are many ways of doing this in SketchUp. I'll show you my method that I ended up doing. First, I'm going to copy apart three parts of the assembly here and move those three parts over to down the red axis of the model. And I know I'm going to need a path for a follow me, and it will be this underside of the front piece here. So I'm going to explode that component and then cut it in half right in the midpoint. I'm drawing a line down on the blue axis here, and then on the green, turn on X-ray and come down with a line again on the blue axis. I'm cutting the front piece in half. Since this is symmetrical, we'll create a half of the beading and then duplicate that beading, copy it over, and flip it for the other half. Okay, I also know that there could be some issues with the small dimension of the beading, so I'm going to scale up by a factor of 10. That should avoid any small facets that may turn up as problems later on. I notice I didn't quite delete some extra lines here. I'll do that. Okay, we're ready to create the shape of the beading, and knowing that I've factored up by 10 and I know that I want an 1/8 inch thickness, so I'm going to make the thickness now 10/8 and bring it over to the back side of the front piece. And the beading has a rounded front edge. Use the arc tool, and I want on the greens, and I want the half circle, and we have the shape of the beading. I'll make that a component called Beading, and down here I need to check replace with the component. Okay, we've got the shape. We need the path defined for the follow me. I'll double click on this face and then hold the shift key and unselect these other straight edges. Unselect the face, but that only gets me a partial path. I need to come around the corner, and I need an edge here, and I need an edge around the corner this far. The beading does not continue on the scroll shaped of the side piece. And I'm adding those two edges to our path. Now we've got a complete path. I'll pick the Follow Me tool. Come back over to the shape, right click, edit component, and click. Well, the color is obviously opposite from what we want, but that's easy to fix. And this is 10 times the size. It looks like it worked fine. I'm going to close the component. Well, actually, I need to select the component and bring it down to the real size, 0.1, 1/10 of its size. And this creates the half of the beading shape, which is symmetrical, so we can copy that and flip it and place it into position in our completed model.